I have this new Natasha Denona retro palette. I got this on sale and I want to do an eye look with this and test it out and see how I like it and how I like the shades. So let's do kind of a shop my stash and take you through my collection and choose some new products from my collection that it's not on my vanity that I've been using for this month. So let's get started. So let's choose some products here. I think for bronzer, I haven't used, this Makeup by Mario in a while. So let's choose this one. Okay, for powder bronzer, let's go in with the Glowish by Huda Beauty. And for blushes, ooh, I don't know the shades here. Yeah, I'm gonna choose the Patrick Ta, and this is Osh's Different, which is his newer blush. And that one is a cream and a powder, so I think we're okay here. Ooh, let's move on to foundations. I don't know what foundation I want to use today. Ooh, I haven't used this one in a while. I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. And concealer, yeah, let's use this one, the Fenty Beauty Concealer. Oh, highlighter. Do we have any highlighters here? Yes. Highlighter, let's go with, let's go with the Rare Beauty highlighter. What else do we need here? The eyeshadow palette is this Natasha Denona Retro palette. And then for lipsticks, I don't know what I want for lipsticks. Let's wait and see for lipstick, but I think I want to incorporate this one here. This NYX Fat Lip Oil. I love this shade. The name of it is That's Chic. So cute. It reminds me of that Clinique lipstick. It reminds me of this one, the Black Honey one. Okay, so let's get started now that we have a full face of newer products in my collection, and I want to test out this palette and do an eye look with it. So let's get right into the video. Oh, I forgot to choose a primer, and that's not something new. I am obsessed with this e.l.f. Halo Glow Primer, so I kind of want to use this, but because we are using the Charlotte Tilbury foundation, I think that's pretty thick as well. Maybe I should go with a thinner primer underneath. And I haven't used, let's see. Let's use this Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer. I find that this is a little bit thinner consistency. So, of course, on my brows, I have my favorite. This is the Shape and Feel Duo by Rare Beauty. I have been loving this so much. Like, look how much I've been using. I just love this product so much. It's so fast and easy to do. Let's go ahead and put this primer. This has been on my vanity and I haven't used it because all I use is that e.l.f. Halo Glow. Ooh, I forgot how hydrating this is. Feels very nice and cooling on the face and hydrating. Underneath the eyes, I haven't been using this for a while. The Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. Oh, this is hard to open now. I don't know, I just kind of want to use this just a little bit to brighten the under eye area. So I want to use the product. I have it in my collection and it's on my vanity. I haven't been touching it and I spend money on it, so I might as well use it. So this is like a brightening and corrector in one. It looks like this if you haven't seen it. And now let's move on to foundation, and mine is in the shade Too Neutral, the Beautiful Skin Charlotte Tilbury foundation. And I really am loving the packaging on this. It's so easy to travel. A little bit goes a long way. This is a quite thick consistency. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go with my BK Beauty 101 brush. This is the famous foundation brush. I like to go in with a brush first and then use a sponge, because I find that a brush gives it a little bit more coverage. And I'm going in with my sponge. Nice coverage. It's not very illuminating, as you can see. Okay, so I had to wash my sponge a little bit because I felt like it was a little bit dirty. But look how beautiful this foundation looks. Like it provides enough coverage and it's not too glowy. And now let's move on to concealer. I haven't used this in a while. This is the Bright Fix Concealer by Fenty Beauty, and I got mine in the shade Golden Ivory 02. Now the packaging is kind of weird. I don't like the packaging as much because it's hard to distribute this concealer here. So with this, I would like to go with a sponge, a new eyeshadow base product, and I had this on my wish list for a while, and then I got a notification from Sephora that it's back in stock because it's always out of stock, always. And actually it just went out of stock again. And look how nice this concealer looks. And I picked up the Nars Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. I am so excited to have this in my collection, and I want to see how this actually works. And it's this beautiful, it's kind of like it primes your eyelids for eyeshadow. It's a lightweight primer that creates a seamless canvas that keeps your cream and powder color looking brilliant, fresh all day. So we're gonna use this today. So let's move on to, oh yes, let's use this one. The Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer. Mine is in the shade Medium Dark. Look how much I've been loving this. And for this, I think I'm gonna use my Rare Beauty brush and just enhance the skin, basically. This is such a beautiful product, but unfortunately you go through it so fast because it's very creamy, very emollient. You just run out of it too fast. So pretty. Look at that. It just provides such a nice, you know, a little bit of color to your face. And I'm almost out of it. It's sad. And now I want to go in with a powdered bronzer, and I chose the Huda Beauty Glowish one, and this is in the shade 02 Medium. I'm going to use a BK Beauty 111 brush and add a little bit more bronze to the face. I love bronzer. Bronzer makes me happy. Blush too, but I find that bronzer, I just love this type of bronzy look, and you can just go out with bronzer only. You don't even need a blush. And look how nice it blends. There's like no patchiness, nothing. Very nice. Very beautiful bronzer. Okay, so let's move on to the blush. So I chose the Patrick Ta Oh She's Different. This is his newest blush in my collection. This is such a beautiful rosy tone with a hint of brick. I don't know, I just love it. Yeah, let's go in with the cream version. So I'm going to go in with the cream part first. And I'm going to use a sponge and pick up a little bit and just apply it over the cheek. I always love to do my complexion first before eyeshadow. What do you guys like to do? I know a lot of people like to do eyeshadow first in case there's fallout. And I think it's okay in those cases where you know that you play with a lot of dark eyeshadow and there's going to be fallout. But I don't know, there's something about doing the complexion first for me. Okay, so now I'm going to go with highlighter, and then we're going to go back to this and use the powder part. I want to use my Rare Beauty highlighter. I'm just going to dot a dot on the cheek, and I think I'm going to use this BK Beauty 113 brush and just blend this highlighter into the skin. This highlighter is just perfect. It doesn't emphasize anything, any texture on your skin, and it's kind of like, it feels like a cream on your face. So I'm really enjoying this one, and a little bit goes a long way. You don't even need another highlighter if you have this one. So now I'm going to go back into the Patrick Ta. Yeah, let's use a Moda blush brush, and I'm going to just slightly tap and add to the cheek. This is very intense, so a little bit goes a long way. Be careful. And his blushes are created so that you can apply the powder on top of the cream. Okay, so if you think it's a little bit too much, you can always go in with the sponge over and press everything in. Okay, we are pretty blushed. Okay, so let's move on to the eyeshadow primer, and this is the Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base by Nars. Let's see how it looks inside. I really love the packaging. It feels very velvety. Oh, it looks like this. So it's kind of like a concealer, and it's white. So let's see. But when you apply it, you know what it feels like? It feels like that Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. Use your finger. Yeah, just use your finger. You don't need a brush. And just push it in. So it feels like it has, I was thinking it would be more drying, but it feels like it feels oily. So I don't know how this will work. I'm very interested because I have oilier eyelids. So maybe this will eventually dry. Okay, so let it dry a little bit. Very interesting. So this I'm gonna keep using and see how the eyeshadow performs. But let's move on to the Natasha Denona Retro Palette. Pretty, look at this. Stunning. And then when we open it up, look at those nice shades. So I have hazel eyes, and I thought that this palette would work really nice with green eyes. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. There's just so many beautiful shades in here. I have no idea. Okay, let me zoom you in and get started. Okay, so let's go in maybe with Maude or Maude, this one, and put it all over the eyelid. Kind of set this primer. I'm very curious how this primer, if it's worth it, because it's always sold out. Oh yeah, this is a nice white to pink shade, which is perfect to use either to set your eye primer like this, or use it to brighten any type of shades you're gonna use on your eye. Oh, I'm using a Morphe M433 brush. Okay, so that's pretty. Now let's move on to Nude Mauve, which kind of looks like a brown in here. So let's see how it transfers. I'm gonna use the same brush and put this as my transition shade. So how does this transfer on the eye? It actually transfers how it looks in the pan. It's like a nude mauve with a hint. It's more mauvey than brown. That's really pretty, and it's not patchy at all. So I grabbed this palette on sale, and it was $43. That's it, 43 Canadian for a Natasha Denona full palette. So make sure you check Sephora because she has a lot of sales on her palettes if they're still in stock. Oh yeah, this is very pretty. I think I'm gonna go into Groove, this one, and use this in the into the crease here. Okay, so I'm picking up a BK Beauty 211 brush and try use this. Oh yeah, I can tell the difference right away in the bristles. This is so much better than that MAC. It looks like the MAC one kind of lost the color. Like, look how intense the eye looks now. So I'm gonna go into my first Morphe brush and diffuse everything. Let's put a little bit of dark eyeshadow here and here and create kind of like a halo eye. I haven't done that in a while, so I think I'm gonna go in with Rebellion, which is this darker shade, and use a MAC 239S and add this in the outer corner. Ooh, very pigmented, and then add it in the inner corner as well, and just leave the middle open. So now go in with the BK Beauty brush and just blend the edges here. Okay, so now I want to go in. I have two shades here, Glitz and Psychedelic. So let's see which one works best. Okay, so we have Glitz and Psychedelic. So let's start with Glitz because it looks like it's less sparkly. Like, it doesn't have such big sparkles there. Then we can always top it with the other one too. Ooh, this is pretty. Okay, now put Psychedelic. So I'm talking about these two shades. So Glitz and then Psychedelic right there. So now let's go with Psychedelic and put it on top. So I feel like Psychedelic has some purple shimmers. So now let's go with that first brush. Connect the dark shades. So let's do the other eye quickly, and then we're gonna move on to the bottom lash line. And I'm gonna move in with a BK Beauty 210 brush, which is this small pencil style brush, and go into, yeah, I think I'm gonna go into the same one, Rebellion, like the dark one, and add this on the bottom lash line here. This is such a pretty wine color. So let's go ahead and try this shade. It's called Andy, which is this purpley shade. And just add it on the outer corner here. That's pretty as well. Very similar in shades. Now let's go into a part. I want to try this shade, which is like a dark brown. And see, add this only in the outer corner with the same brush. Because I want to intensify this outer corner. Yeah, just like that. That is pretty. So I'm gonna go in with a BK Beauty 207 brush and just smudge everything together here. You always want to make sure that everything is blended smoothly and not any sharp lines remaining. So speaking of that, let's grab like a clean, big, fluffy brush and just run it through the top here and outer corner, just to make sure that those are diffused. I think that looks pretty nice. What do you guys think? Now I think I want to clean up with a little bit concealer. This concealer is pretty tough, so I'm gonna use the Nars Chantilly in the shade Light, which is this potted concealer, and grab a very thin angled brush like this. This is more for eyebrows, but you want to clean this area up here a little bit. I want that sharp edge there, so make sure you get rid of whatever's on your brush and just clean this up. I want that sharp line. So you can go in with your sponge a bit. Let's see. Ooh, that looks pretty. You see how nice that sharp line looks? Yeah, I love how clean the eyes look. Okay, so that's how you kind of clean your eyes. Well, I love the shades. They're so pretty. They have like a nice purpley shift with a champagne shift. This nice shimmery shades that we put in the middle of the eye. Very, very pretty. Okay, so let's move on to powder. I haven't chosen a powder because the main powder I always use is my Givenchy Prisme Libre powder, and this is the one in the shade 1, the pastel one. It has all this nice pastel shades inside. I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender. In your palm you go like this, and then you just apply it to the cheeks or the face. This powder is really good for dry skin as well, and I'm just loving it. It's so pretty. Okay, so mascara is nothing really new. Okay, so for mascara, I'm gonna go with my L'Oreal Voluminous Brown Balm Mascara, and enjoy this intermission, and I will be right back. Okay, so here is a close-up of what the eyes turned out to look like. I love this shades. I think that this palette is really pretty. I'll give you my final thoughts on the new products in today's video, which is the palette and the eyeshadow primer. Okay, so for lips, it's a product that I haven't used in my videos yet. I did pick up the Fenty Beauty Poutsicles. I used to call them Poutsicles, and the one I'm using today is in the shade Berry Banger 04, which is this nice berry shade. I think it matches really nice with the eyes. We'll see, they're pretty intense, so let's try it on. Okay, maybe I should quickly line my lips. This is the CoverGirl lip liner, and this is in the shade Caramel Nude. Let's see. This is very similar to my lip shade, my lip color. like a nude brown. Okay, so just a little bit of a lip liner, but let's move on to this Fenty Pouticles, and they stain. So you have to be very careful. This is what this one looks like. And just be very gentle. You don't even need a lip liner with this because the shape of the applicator has a very thin bent top, and it really kind of helps use it as a lip liner as well. But I've applied a lip liner so I can kind of tell where to use this because this stains and you don't want to go outside the line. Look how pretty the lips look. I think that the lips match so nice with the berry eye look we created today. I love this one. I have another shade, and the other shade I have is in the shade Strawberry Sangria, which is more of this orangey shade. But I thought that in today's video, this nice berry shade will match really good with the eyes. And I love them because they're supposed to last a long time, and they do. They're not gonna last till the end of the night, but they last in a way that when they fade away, they don't leave patches on your lips, and you don't see that. You know how some kind of like remain here on the bottom and top of your lip, and then your lip color will come through, and then you see this patchy lipstick around your lips. They don't do that. They kind of fade away together nicely. So very hydrating. You don't see that goopiness because it's kind of like a lip oil, lip stain. It's not like a lip gloss. Formula is beautiful, and yeah, I am loving it. So what do you guys think? Here's kind of what the face turned out with today's products. Now let me give you my thoughts. Okay, so first of all, the palette is beautiful. The shades are very easy to work with. They're very blendable, and you can easily build them up. So if you want more of a lighter look on the eye, you just go with one shade and you don't have to reapply it. You blend it out, and there's no patchiness, very easy to use. The shimmers are gorgeous. They're very soft, not big glitters in them. You can create a nice neutral look with it as well. But this palette is just stunning. So I'm excited to have this in my collection. It is beautiful. I love everything about it. Again, if it's on sale, it's a good price. If you like Natasha Denona, her formula is amazing. Now, the eyeshadow primer, I don't know what to think yet because we just applied it. The eyeshadow blended beautifully on top. It did not crease or patch on my eyes yet. We'll see by the end of the night. I can just leave maybe some notes down below and let you know if this is worth the hype. But from what I've seen and applying the eyeshadow, it applied very good on the eyelids without any patchiness. Now my next test to see if it's worth it is if my eyeshadow creases by the end of the night or accumulates into my crease here. I want to see if that is happening with it or not. If it's not, then it is worth it. So far I'm liking it. A Rare Beauty primer in combo with the Charlotte Tilbury foundation. If you have dry skin, I suggest that maybe it is better to use a more hydrating primer underneath the beautiful skin foundation. The skin looks beautiful, but if you like more of the glowy look, then you might want to go with more of a hydrating primer underneath. I'm happy I revisited this foundation. So I hope you guys really enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you think down below of the eye look, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Love you guys. Bye.